The knee. Update on the knee. Fuck that shit, dude. Fucks. I didn't realize when I had first booked the trip or, even that week that President Trump was going to be there. It couldn't have been a better time. There's nothing about this trip. We're going to talk about a couple of Olympic boxers.
Okay.
Because it has to do with testosterone. So that's right up our alley, right?
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop
Here
the ball.
we are again. Welcome to the Outlaw Apostle Show. I am your host, Troy Neff. Glad to be here. Just got back on Sunday afternoon, early afternoon from Nashville, Tennessee. I'll tell you a little bit about that trip. We're also going to talk a little bit about the Olympics and not necessarily the opening ceremony, which has the whole world up in arms. It is what it is. Not surprising. It's France, right? But two Olympic boxers. We're going to talk about a couple of Olympic boxers.
Okay.
Because it has to do with testosterone. So that's right up our alley, right? Testosterone, right up our alley. And the other voice that you hear is none other than Chase,
Hello.
Our producer. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. A little tired, but we're pushing through. We got things to do.
We got things to do. Yeah. All right.
How's the knee?
The knee. Update on the knee. That's good. I'm glad you mentioned that. So in my trip to Tennessee, I wore the new brace.
Okay.
And I had been wearing the new brace last week and didn't have too much difficulty with it. But after getting off of the plane and walking pretty good distance to get the car, the rental car, it just fell. And it's like, fuck. So I took it off, and I actually haven't put it back on since.
Okay.
I still have some discomfort. I do not have full range of motion. But I have been doing the BPC 157 TB 500 combination, 2 healing peptides known as the Wolverine stack, and I'm feeling a difference. Yeah.
Feeling healthier.
I'm yes. Again, I can, if I step too much one way or, straighten the leg out too much kind of a thing, or bend too much, I absolutely still feel that. There's still a slight swelling. Haven't really been putting any ice on it or anything I just haven't been doing anything stupid other than walking. I never did the crutches thing like he told me to do. And with the brace, maybe the brace would have been able to stay on easier if I wasn't using it every step. Maybe something like that. But I'm really interested. August 5th, I start the physical therapy, so I'm interested in and looking forward to starting that and just to see where they think I am at that point. But I think it's going pretty well. Let me just put it that way. I think it's going pretty well overall with the healing, and I absolutely 100% believe these 2 peptides are helping. I just felt a little bit of twinge of, tennis elbow tendonitis coming on, and I popped a little BPC 157 in there. But a friend just asked me, just probably within the last hour, messaged me and asked me how the recovery was going. And I told him same thing I just said here and mentioned the BPC 157, and he used it for a problem that he had with his elbow since the 90s.
Oh, wow.
And he's fully recovered, has had no issues since. Yeah, this shit's fucking, it's amazing, dude. For what it's supposed to do, it doesn't cure everything or every ill that we may have or with muscles and tendons, but it's been done far more than I ever expected it to do, and even helping some people with back issues.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I never expected that, but a few people were willing to try, and they asked me what I thought. I'm like, you willing to spend $120 and find out? Let's see. I was curious. I really wasn't sure. I didn't want to make any promises, but, they got relief. They made progress.
Yeah. Is there any drawbacks to taking something like that
I don't know what the drawback would be because nobody has experienced any, type of negative side effects. I've never really read about any types of side effects either. And it's just work. The stuff just works. And it should be a part when somebody is going through some type of healing. Why wouldn't you include it after some type of knee surgery or, anything like that? It's just, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It definitely should be included, and I'm doing it, and lots of other people do it. So, the doctors can either get in on the game or not. That's up to them. But it's not like aren't any doctors out there that know about. There's plenty of doctors, just not all of them, and not the one that I went to. Yeah. Yeah. So, in Nashville, we might as well talk about Nashville first.
Yeah, that was the first question I was going to ask.
Yeah, Nashville. Wow. I haven't been to Nashville in probably 3 or 4 years.
Oh, well, okay.
And I saw it totally differently this time.
Okay.
It really felt like Vegas, Miami. This city is happening. I mean, there is a lot going on in the actual city of Nashville.
Yeah.
To me here, I love all the vibe that we have here, and that's why I live here and wanted to move here. I can't say you get that same vibe. It's not at the same level in Phoenix itself.
No.
There's a lot of crap going on in Phoenix itself with homelessness issues, and there are empty buildings in Phoenix. You can't find a fucking empty building in Phoenix, man. Maybe there are. I didn't go everywhere, but I went a lot of places, and I'm so impressed.
In Nashville.
In Nashville.
Okay.
Now the weather,
Beautiful.
It was muggy. No, man, it was fucking typical. That's same shit I got away from in Ohio. Their winters just aren't as harsh. They might get snow, like real snow, one day or one time during the season. Twice would be extraordinary. But it's cold. It's going to be in the 20s and 30s or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just the vibe of the city itself with the restaurants, with the bars. I mean, it has to be number 2 in the nation. I'm declaring it without any reservation, without any research. Maybe it's number 1. I doubt it, but I will say it's probably number 2 destination for bachelor and bachelorette parties.
Oh, I do remember you mentioned this, yeah.
Holy fuck, dude. They were everywhere. Literally everywhere. It was insane, on these buses and yelling and open top buses and whoo. They're having a good time. Yeah, they were down there having a good time. I didn't realize when I had first booked the trip or, even that week that President Trump was going to be there. He was near where I was staying, and he was there for the Bitcoin convention. No, I didn't. They were packed too. Lots of people that were going to the Bitcoin convention stayed at the hotel that I stayed at, which was the Joseph. Very, very nice hotel. It was supposed to be a 5-star hotel. The rooms were great. The staff was great. The only thing is they didn't really have any bellhops. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They didn't have
people to help out and stuff like that. Yeah.
Which, to me,
it's a pretty big part of a hotel.
I don't know. Like a 5-star hotel, you should have that.
Yeah.
But they had good food, restaurants there, good bars for people that are looking for that. Nice pool, workout area, so. But I got to work out at the gym that my daughter works out at, which was absolutely fantastic. My kind of gym, bare bones, cement brick kind of thing, or block, cement block. Yeah. It had used to have been a car wash. It was a car wash.
Okay.
Yeah, and it must have had an underneath because there were doors up, and I don't know, but it was just cool, like regular type of equipment. There wasn't a lot of cable equipment. There was some, but that was limited. It was just good machines and just good bare basics and a lot of it. It was just clean, my kind of gym, the kind of gym I want to have, whether it's just for me personally someday, like The Rock has his own gym, that is on my list. I haven't mentioned that is on my list. You know, I don't know that I'm ever going to open a gym to the public. I haven't ruled it out ever doing, you know, because
I'm actually surprised you don't own a gym, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because, you know, Dawn is a gym owner.
Oh, wow.
So in Missouri.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she has a powerlifting gym. She's a co-owner at the powerlifting gym there. So that could be, but I'm so busy. I'm so busy. Like I just could not, and especially for the money you make, it doesn't compare. That's a lot of work for that kind of money. If I have enough money where I don't have to do very much and I'm just paying everybody else to do it, that's different.
Yeah.
And I'm just not at that stage of my life where I'm trying to move up like that. I've moved up. I want to stay up and go higher. You know what I mean?
But we won't count it out.
But we won't count it out because I could see myself, like I said, definitely having my own
like a
place,
small warehouse. Like
that I go to, and maybe I let some friends come in, and who knows what happens from there. But I could definitely see that in my future.
I also see that in your future. I actually talked to what do you call those? The psychic. I talked to a psychic the other week. Yeah. He told me definitely gonna get a gym in the future.
All right, I like that. So the food, phenomenal. So it's not related. It's not related to Bourbon and Bones.
Okay.
But there is a restaurant called Bourbon Steak. Okay. And I actually found out something I didn't know is that there is a bourbon steak in, of all places, Scottsdale.
Makes sense.
So, because we have the best here, literally the best. But Nashville is right the fuck up there, dude. Like restaurant after restaurant. My daughter, my ex-wife had even mentioned this, that and this is we're on friendly terms. How about not many ex-relationships am I on friendly terms. This one's on friendly terms now. Now
took a while, but
it took a while on my side at least, and probably hers as well. But she said, you know, that my daughter and her husband Bobby are high-end foodies.
Okay.
Well, of course, that's how we fucking raised her, is a high-end foodie, you know, but that's what they like to do. They're not big partiers anymore. They're at 30 years old. They really are focused on their careers and being healthy and going to the gym. Now. Yeah. So, but they like, as their part of their entertainment, they'll go places, do things, but as a part of their entertainment, their major thing is going to very nice restaurants, and, you know, which are going to cost more. You know, it's going to be more expensive. And these were. But Bourbon Steak, phenomenal, off the chart. Just it couldn't have been better. Like, it was that good.
Than the steak here? Or?
No, but it's right up there with the very, very best. It's right up there with Mastro's Ocean Club.
That's
and
the
those,
one I was trying to
yeah. Absolutely, it's right up there. And I got to meet Anthony Vasquez, who is my watch guy, the owner of Music City Timepieces. I got to actually go to his place of business.
Oh, okay.
And then I met him and his wife, Kendra, at Bourbon Steak, which my daughter was trying to book that for us, but it had just been booked out. So, and we had an earlier dinner, but it just fantastic. Oh, dude. The best French fries you probably ever had in your fucking life.
Okay.
So instead of bringing you bread, they bring you these little cups of these, not the real skinny fries, but not super thick steak fries, right?
Okay.
But, you know, they were kind of like this, you know, and super crisp, okay? They're well done, just like I liked. And some of them had Parmesan on it or garlic. Or they each were three different, and they had a small little group of them in there. Probably 8 to 10 fries in each little cup or whatever. And then they had like 3 different dipping sauces. Like there was a barbecue, then there was like some type of ranch, something else, and I forget what the third
Whatever it was,
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. And instead of the bread, I do have to admit, I had some, you know, like, I mean, that was my carb.
Fries are like top.
That was my carb.
Food.
And I hadn't eaten that much that day, you know, being that was the day I flew in.
Gotcha.
So I really didn't, the plane. They're not giving you shit on Southwest.
Peanuts.
Okay. Some little crappy pretzels, on Southwest. Because I didn't, and I'm not doing that shit again either. No. All right. Let me just get that out there. I decided to fly Southwest because it was a nonstop flight, and I couldn't get a Delta or American flight that was just nonstop. And so I chose nonstop over comfort. Now, at Southwest, you get put in different groups. I paid extra, so I would be in the first group. Yeah. And I was number 7 on the way out, number 9 on the way back. And so that's the order where you get to go into the plane then and pick your seat. Yeah. And so I pick an outside seat near the front, third row or whatever it was. Yeah. Now on the way back, I decided, well, I'm going to throw my bag up top. I'm going to take the front row outside. And I did. But I still felt bad because there was a big guy, he's a solid big guy. I mean, he just was a big guy. Yeah. This wasn't a guy that was just, was he maybe a little heavy? Yeah, but he was like a football dude. But he was a big dude, on the inside. Why he would want to be on the inside, I don't know. But he took the inside, then I had the outside, and then some poor girl got the inside, between us, And then I'm feeling bad for her. He even apologized to her, but I'm feeling bad because she's got no room anywhere on her right. Yeah. So I give up the right armrest, and I'm leaning on the left. Fuck that shit, dude. Fuck sitting next to 2 other people. I've been flying nothing but first class. I'm going back to first class. In fact, I already booked a flight back to Nashville in October. Uh-huh. We're going back in October, and I already booked it. We have a short stop. Like, I don't know if in St. Louis or wherever the fuck we're stopping, or Dallas, I don't know. But we got 2 short stops of little less than an hour. Yeah. But I chose that. Because I am not flying like that. I don't have to fly like that. I can afford it. Fuck that shit, dude. And you get a real meal in first. Like, you actually get a fairly decent meal. Like, yeah, it's decent. It's not decent. It's not horrible. It's not just some fucking sandwich. It's actually decent. So there's that. So then we go Saturday morning. Or I'm sorry. So Thursday night I went out with my friend. Yeah. Friday I met my daughter for dinner at a place, and we went to a place called Lakeland. Very good. Had a pork chop there. Her husband loves the pork chop there. We went there, but they had some other stuff. It was good. Yeah. It was but bouncy, man. They had restaurants everywhere. We were passing all the time and busy, and just everything is busy. And she showed me this neighborhood as we're going there, right? Housing is like, they don't have enough housing. They don't. So my daughter has a pretty new home that is like on a 0 lot line, homeowners association, right? Yeah. Because if you would have just built a house there, you would have got just a couple houses and maybe a couple houses behind it. This way, they built a bunch of them close together. Yeah. There's no garages, but they're nice. Yeah. And I don't know what she paid for it. I didn't ask her. But I was thinking in the 600,000 to 800,000 range, especially after she showed me some other $800,000 $1 million houses. They're not very big. No. Dude, like, we're in Arizona, and it's more expensive than where I came from in Ohio. Yeah. But still, even here in Arizona,
you get a good amount for your money.
Yeah, I mean,
in the right places.
Yeah, this is a $500,000 house here. Nice new build. It's in a good location. It's in a good location across the street where I want to be in the near future, probably a year and a half from now. But because I'm going to stay here at probably 2 years. Yeah. But I still want to be across the street in that development.
The ones over here?
Yeah, right across. Gotcha. Directly across the street. It's called Harvest.
Oh, yes. I actually used to work there, funny enough.
Yeah, so that you're looking at probably, anywhere from 800,000 to $1.2 million. Yeah. There might be some more.
A few.
But those are 4,000 square foot houses, give or take, and they're dream homes, basically. They're nice mini mansions or whatever you want to go, or beginner mansions or whatever. They're very nice.
Plenty for what a person needs.
Yeah. Perfect for me for the rest of my life, really. And that's where I will be and expect to be. And well, it could be here now. They just didn't have nothing for, I'm hoping that,
in the future,
in the future that there's just more available.
I think they just
They're
been
still
focusing
building.
on all the ones on highway that.
Yeah. So, but like, I just couldn't believe, like, they were decent and people were redoing them, but then
for
you
what you're
have,
getting.
they're just waiting for people to die.
Yeah.
Literally, they're waiting for people to die so that they can buy the house. And they're snapping them up quick. I mean, she showed me a house that sold in a few days that they were looking at. Because the people that are in them, especially if they still have a mortgage, it's such a low interest mortgage. And even though their property value is increased, they can't afford to move out of there anywhere else. And they're not necessarily upkeeping the home very well. And so they die. The house goes up for sale and it's gone, just gone. But building literally everywhere, not just housing, but commercial. There's just shit going.
I think that's
dude,
why
you know they're
Arizona
already building a new fucking stadium for the Titans.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're already working on it, man. It's supposed to be done in like 2 years. I'm pretty sure the Titans came into the league around 1999.
They're pretty new from what I know.
Yeah. Well, they were the Houston Oilers, and they became the Tennessee Titans. Okay. So, but think about that. 25 years. You got a 25-year-old stadium, and you're going to tear it down? That's what they're going to do. They're building a new stadium, and when it's complete, this one will be torn down because they're building a new one right next to the old one.
Oh, so it's like right next to each other.
Right next to each other. But what they want to do is they want to have it where it has where they can close the roof so that they can host more shit, where they could maybe host a Super Bowl. Detroit hosted a Super Bowl. Yeah, the Steelers were in it. What are you looking at me like that?
No, I'm just trying to think of what year that was.
It was a little
I was
while
about to
ago.
say, I don't remember that too
probably
well.
maybe around, was it 2009, 2010, 2008? We played the Seattle Seahawks.
In 06.
Is that what it was, 06?
One in 1982 and one in 06.
There you go. All right, there is a price to be paid to listen to and watch this broadcast. And that is, we need you to like, to comment, and most importantly, to share. Don't forget subscribe. I don't know which is more important, subscribing or sharing, but both are really, really good, right? That's what we need. If we get value, if we provide you value, if you like this, you want us to continue this, you want me to get better, I'll do my best to do that. This is the Outlaw Apostle Show. I'm Troy Neff, your host, the fucking guy. So, yeah, I get it, but it's still, like, that's just the thing about this country, man. We just tear shit down, man.
Yeah, way too quick, yeah.
Way too quick. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's like, I'm not going to get into the whole debate about that. I'm going to still talk about the food. The food,
amazing.
Phenomenal. And then we went to Putt Shack.
Putt Shack. Oh, that was
Putt Shack, indoor putting.
Yeah, you did tell
and
me
they
that.
have like a little thing on. Somebody said they have one in Phoenix.
I'm sure there is. I've seen a few.
So I'm going to try to find it because they put a little chip in the ball. So it counts your strokes, everything. When it goes in the cup, it puts it on the board. It tracks everything. You just go putt. It was a good time. We had a great time. My daughter wiped our ass, like killed us, wiped us the fuck out. And they're, super, super busy place. And, there had to be 1,000 people go through there. I don't know. It's a lot of people. But my daughter ended up 12th on the daily list.
12th on the daily list?
Yeah, she didn't make the all-time list, but 12th.
Still being on the board is kind of crazy.
She was on the board number 12, man, because she was just dropping them in, man. She was killer.
Could you guess where it's located in Arizona?
Scottsdale?
Yeah.
Of course. Of course. That's why we love Scottsdale, baby.
Really do.
That's why we're here.
It's popping.
And so then the next morning, I can't remember the name of the breakfast place, but super great breakfast place too. And I had Wagyu strip steak and eggs.
For breakfast?
For breakfast, baby.
Oh, okay.
It was good. A little bit, not as, because it's the strip cut.
Yeah.
But
it's a little thinner.
A little thinner, and it was a little, had a little more harder texture to it, but it was still very tender, very, very good. And how can you beat steak and eggs?
In
It was
the morning,
like, I don't know, it was
yeah.
like $38, something like that, which wasn't
That's
bad.
not bad at all.
I didn't think so either, man. And then they had this shit that they brought out that wasn't bread. I don't know, but it was like almost like a donut almost. Like I had a bite of that
flatbread,
too.
maybe.
No, it's like this pan of like, I don't even know how to describe it,
Yeah.
but basically it was like a donut without a hole. Like, but it had,
Is
it just
like
tasted, it
something you
tasted like
pick
a
at?
donut. Yeah, like you're gonna take a little block of it, and yeah.
Was it like a dessert, or was it? Would you
No,
say,
it was just like
like
something
you
they
pick at?
bring like every table,
Like chips and
you know,
salsa
like,
almost,
yeah,
like
kind of like
Gotcha.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we went shopping. Of course, I got her to go
Gotta
shopping.
go shopping.
And I bought her first Louis Vuitton purse.
Nice.
That was really cool. So
But
it
she
was a good
excited for that
experience.
one.
You know, she I think she's a little surprised, a little shocked. And I got him to get some other clothes and stuff too. And they do well.
Yeah.
You know, they do good. The both of them are doing good. But then I surprised Bobby, you know, I like, dude, you got to get something, you know, like he goes, oh, it's all about her. Like, dude, she's getting her shit no matter what.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to worry about it. We are not on a budget here, right? So I finally got him to pick out some things. We picked out some things for him, Sam and I, to kind of get him going. He was a little shy about it at first. And then we went into a specialty shoe store, you know, tennis shoes, you know, like ones where they have ones where they're going to have the Travis Scott ones or something like that.
Gotcha.
Okay. And I ordered a pair that's being sent to me, but he picked, I didn't realize that the shoes they had out, that's it.
Yeah.
Like they don't have like you don't pick up this stock, you don't pick up this shoe and say, hey, you got a 10 in this? Yeah, I didn't realize that. And he actually picked up a Jordan 3.
Okay.
And he really liked it. And then I finally got his size out of him. Well, we were lucky that it was his size, a size 12.
Yeah.
And we finally basically forced him to try it on. I got him a pair. Those two. Those were like $450.
Yeah,
something
they're pretty
like that.
pricey.
Yeah, they're getting up there. They had some other ones that were even more expensive there,
yeah.
but those look really cool. I would have wore those. Those were cool. I like the Jordan 3s.
You didn't pick up, or what?
Yeah,
did
I
you pick
did
up?
pick up. I picked up a pair of Lows.
Okay, nice.
You know, but they're really they got the black trim around, black and white with the black trim,
Okay.
but high gloss.
Okay.
It's a high gloss black. Yeah. So, but they didn't have them at that store. They had them at a different one
So
because
just
I
pick
actually
them too.
wanted the black and gold. I wanted the gold because I wanted to wear it with my Colorado stuff.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But they didn't have those. I could have maybe ordered them, but I ordered the other ones because I'll actually wear those.
Wear them a little more often.
Wear them, a little more often around. And then you should have seen the stack of shit I came home to. Just stuff I had ordered, like the shoes I'm wearing now, the new
Really nice shoes, by the way.
the new Rocks, Project Rocks. They had 3 new pair dropped, and I bought all 3 pair and had them sent here. So we go shopping, have a good time. We went back to their place for a little while. Good thing I didn't go. I had all my stuff with me. I didn't have to go back to the hotel because downtown was
A mess.
because of Trump being downtown, right? So we didn't have to mess with that. And then we went to a restaurant called Audrey's. I can't remember the chef's name off the top of my head, but like he's the top chef in all of Nashville. Like he's like that good and has a number of different places. But this place was like true foodie type restaurant.
Okay.
Like true
Like
foodie
top
type
end,
restaurant.
like
Like stuff, like I ate their grits. They had some creamed grits, and I'm not a grits eater. I ate that shit. It was that good. Or they had this fried tomato slices that,
a little bit of salt on top of them.
no, they had some type of covering over them that was like, but it was good. I normally don't eat tomatoes like that. I might have tomato on a burger or something, but I just normally, or it
Not by
might be in a
itself.
salad, but not like this. I wouldn't normally do it. And it was good. Like everything was just phenomenal. We had some lamb, we had some steak, but just other little things that they brought. And they used to have on the menu when my daughter had been there last, where like it was like a preset menu and it would change. But it was like an experience where they just bring it for the whole table and it's so much money per person and they just bring you
just come
courses.
at it.
They just keep bringing courses and shit. And they didn't do that anymore. But the waitress said, I can do it for you. You want me to pick it out?
I'll
and
pick it
stuff?
out for
we
you.
we let her do it just to have that experience, and gave her a couple of ideas of things that we
Things we
liked,
liked,
and then
yeah.
she asked too. She goes, do we have a budget? And we're like, fuck no, we ain't got a budget. Fucking bring the food. And I was surprised. I think for the three of us, it was, I don't know, like just under $450, and I was surprised.
Oh, really?
I was
gonna say
expecting.
under a
I thought it was going to be more.
I was gonna say under $1,000.
Yeah, because I think I gave her like a $200 tip on it, but yeah, I did. I thought it was going to be.
I thought it was gonna be a little more. If you're asking that
especially
kind of
for
question.
for how good it was too. Like it was just phenomenal. I'll definitely go back there again. So yeah, and there's some other things I want to do. But so we're actually we are going back. Already booked it. I don't know. People want to know about my stupid trip. Anyways, that's what this show is about so far.
Does it matter?
I don't. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. I do this for me
I was
too.
about to say this. You and
And
me
because
right now.
you know what though, it's important to me because being a recovering alcoholic, and I do think I was a good dad, but I know I had some failures.
Oh, it's perfect.
And I know that affected my daughter. Me being an alcoholic, and then in her teens, my wife and I splitting. I know that was hard. That was difficult. And, from then until now, there's been a strain. I'm not going to lie, about it. I'm always going to be transparent. Other people have had to go through stuff like this. I've always loved her. I've always been proud of her. I've been there, when she graduated from Alabama and things like that. But, honestly, I'm just going to say, I want to be closer. But it's hard to be closer when you're farther away too. But, it was important. I can just say this. It couldn't have been a better time. There's nothing about this trip. The only thing I can, has nothing to do with that. It's only the plane flight, okay, that I'll give an 8, okay?
That's everything
Everything else.
That's still pretty high.
Yeah, it was a straight flight. And it was only 3 hours. So it's not horrible. Yeah. But, it was a 10. And how often do you have moments that are true 10s? You can have good times, but shit always happens, or this or that. Man, everything just was perfect. Like I said, we got to work out after we, did the shopping. We got to get some smoothies at this juice place afterwards. Then they have we got just that whole day. I'll remember that for the rest of my life. It was just one of those days, and got to talk and spend more time, close time, and really getting to know her husband, Bobby, even better. And, that was on me to do and do that. And I'm glad we had that time to do that. But my daughter, they were talking about Alabama because they both graduated from Alabama, and Alabama plays Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is in Nashville.
Okay.
And they're part of the SEC. Okay. They're occasionally they've had a couple good players here and there, but the program, is they're a bottom SEC team.
Gotcha.
Okay. But who cares? It just means your team's going to come in there and win, and it's always fun to see your team win. But Alabama's coming into town that weekend, the first weekend in October.
Nice.
And she was talking about tickets and prices and stuff. And I said, were you really going to be here? Because they go all over too. This girl's been in more weddings and attended more weddings than anybody I've ever known. It's a crazy, ridiculous number. And she asked Bobby, and they are going to be in there. Right this is while we were at Putt Shack. I fucking bought those tickets, man. I bought 4 tickets,
you can
right?
buy those things any quicker,
She goes, you should wait. The price is probably going to come down. Fuck that. I'm buying these tickets and locking you in because I'm buying these tickets. I don't want to hear later you ain't going because I'm good. And I've already, then that night,
the plane ticket.
I bought the plane tickets and where we're going to have the one stop, and I booked the hotel. This time we're going to stay at the JW Marriott, which is the best of the Marriotts. And where the bourbon steak is too.
Okay.
Bourbon steak is inside.
Walk straight to that.
So I don't even
Love
have
to
to
hear
take a car.
that.
Yes. So I was like, fuck that. I got that. So then Dawn knows I've wanted to go. I want to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers Raiders game.
In the same time? There's no way all of that's gonna. I was about to say that's crazy.
It's better though. It's even better.
All right,
so we go we're going from like Wednesday to Monday. So we come back Monday from Nashville, and then Friday we're leaving to drive because we'll drive to Vegas, and we're gonna stay at the Trump International. And for the Pittsburgh game the following weekend.
That's amazing. I love that.
So
that's gonna be a
Alabama,
few weeks.
Pittsburgh, back-to-back weekends, baby. In Nashville and Vegas. That'll be two beautiful weekends. I can't tell you, dude. I'm blessed, man. I know I'm
happy
blessed.
to hear all that.
And
I really
just
am.
excited about going. And then I booked too. I booked the flights. I didn't book the hotel yet, but I booked the flights to Indianapolis September 14th for that weekend. Notre Dame plays Purdue. Okay. And I don't know if I mentioned on the show or not, but Dawn used to, when she was in college, she went to Purdue, and she was a Purdue cheerleader for a couple of years.
I think you mentioned
not all 4 years, but she was a Purdue for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And so she's still a Boilermaker. She still thinks her team, I don't know why she thinks her team has a chance against Notre Dame, but she thinks they do. You know, she's a true fan. And so, I wanted to see Notre Dame. I thought that would be cool, a place
the
to
next
see
few months
it.
are gonna be
And I've
pretty
never
fun
been
for you.
there. Yeah, that's just that stuff. There's gonna be more.
No, I'm sure there will be.
But that'll be pretty good. That'll be pretty good for
Love
sure.
to hear that.
Yeah. So that's what happened. That's my trip.
I love it. Anything else from the Nashville trip that you'd like to throw in there? That you can think of?
Not really. Just that, just a lot going on in that city, which just gave me a really good vibe, really good feeling. And because I like that just makes me think that there's opportunity. It helps feed my mindset. I've had a good mindset even in places where it's a struggle which is Toledo. It's hard to keep a good mindset there. It just is. It's just the people, the general melee of the people.
So it's just refreshing to be in a place where it's
it is.
Nice
it helps.
and
It
inviting.
helps. It's not, it makes it less of a struggle,
No, that makes a lot of sense.
So the Olympics. Let's get to the Olympics because
Let's get to it.
This is a big deal. 2 Olympic boxers were cleared to compete in the women's division. They are from Algeria and Taiwan. Now, hear this. They were disqualified from competing in the women's division in the 2023 World Championships.
Okay.
So they weren't allowed to compete in the World Championships. And the International Boxing Association, I think, used to be in charge of the Olympics part of the boxing too, but they're not now. Oh. And I think that this has something to do with that because the standards they had were different than what the Olympic standards are, which are much more lax because they did for the World Championships, they did DNA tests, and the DNA test showed that both of these boxers have X and Y chromosomes. Okay. Well, if you have, I have XY chromosomes, you have XY chromosomes. If you're a woman, you have 2 X chromosomes, right? So it showed that. And so they were disqualified and basically said they were hiding or tricking, people into believing they were a woman and they're not. Now, part of the controversy is the level of their testosterone. So what they do is they suppress males' testosterone levels and they have to be suppressed for a certain period of time depending on what organization has come up with what rules, right? But they're suppressing. But here's the thing. If you're a man, you're a man. And even if you suppress it enough, and apparently theirs weren't, because people have come out that have boxed these 2, and especially one of them, and they're like, I've never boxed another female boxer that hit me like this. They were throwing bricks and it hurt. Okay. These are other high level competitive female boxers.
Yeah.
Okay. Saying, holy fuck.
It fucked me up.
Right? Yeah. And I think one, although maybe they didn't win, maybe had gotten a medal stripped, that they had the bronze medal. So, you know, but here's the thing. Again, if you're a man, you're a man and you're always going to have some of those man traits. It's never going away. And I'll compare it to this too, because there are guys out there, and this is maybe a little controversial. I don't know.
We like controversy. It's okay.
That there are guys out there that have used testosterone,
Yeah.
you know, for performance enhancing purposes and for testosterone replacement purposes. And some have done both. And I've seen where in the last year on my social media, where these guys have gone back natty, that not only are they not doing cycles anymore, but now they're also not doing testosterone replacement therapy, which I think is stupid as fuck. But that's what they decided to do, and they certainly can do that. And, you know, now they consider themselves natty again. You're never natty again. You have used.
You have gained.
You've either used or you haven't used, and you got some gains, and you're not giving back all of those gains just because you may give back a lot of it. Again, you're not going back to natty. That would be like saying, you know, that you're not a virgin, okay? Broke your cherry, 16, or hers, at 16, right? And then at 21, you have a 6-month period where you don't have sex. You don't get to be a virgin again. You don't go, but there's no time. You don't get to be a virgin again. It doesn't work like that. You don't get to go back to being natty. Now, you could say you don't use anymore. Okay, that's fine. But you're not natty. You blew that when you used. And I'm okay with using. I'm okay with you stopping using. I'm okay with a motherfucker being natty all his life. Nobody has to do the things that I do, and I'm not promoting that people should do what I do. Now, I do promote that men with low T should get treated for the low T. Okay, I do promote that because that's just good for your fucking health, period. But if you want to do other things, that's your choice. But if you don't even want to do that, I'm okay with it. Even if you have low T and you don't want to treat, that's your decision. I think it's stupid, but I'm okay with it. But let's not talk about the net. Don't say you're fucking natty. You're not motherfucking natty. Yeah.
But you were comparing it to the
But
boxers.
I was comparing it to the boxers. They're men. You could suppress their testosterone, and apparently they didn't suppress it enough because they're still testing at a level where their testosterone levels are higher than the other female competitors, because women do have testosterone too. Yeah. But it's very small amounts. But it's important that women have testosterone, and women can even be low T, and it affects their libido and their strength and their ability. Same thing, just a little bit differently.
Slightly different, yeah.
No different than women go through menopause, and I say men go through menopause. Okay, it's not exactly the same, but it's kind of.
Yeah.
It's definitely similar.
The body changes.
It's a body change.
It's a thing that happens.
It is, seriously. And it has a great effect on your emotions, you know, how you handle things, just everything. It's just important. It's so important to have your hormones right. And there was a time when, we didn't do anything about that, Nobody cared. We didn't have the technology. You didn't do anything about it in the 1900s. They didn't even know. But we know now. So if we know and we can do something about it, why not? Why not be better? Why not be your best? I want to be my best as long as I fucking can. That's why I do it. And I've done it successfully now for going on 16 years. and, use that knowledge and experience and the knowledge and experience I have with helping hundreds and thousands even of other men and women do that and what their experience was to help other people do it, because we're just not, it's out in the medical community, but it's just hit and miss.
It's in the back shelf.
It's finding a good clinic. There are good clinics, not so good clinics. There are good doctors, mostly not, when it comes to this type of therapy and treatment anyways. And it's just not consistent. We need more consistency. But when it comes to these Olympic boxers, what bullshit that they got disqualified previously. Nothing has changed except that the standards are lower or more lenient. And now we're going to let them in to potentially take medals away from women who really are women and deserve it. So the women. We have the men women, and then we have the women. And why not just, I guess they're different weight classes too. I was going to say, why just not let the two men women box each other?
Wow, they're different weight classes.
Yeah, they're different weight classes. Just give them a medal and just be done with it.
Give them one gold, one silver.
Yeah, or give them both golds. Who cares? Give them both golds, but at least we're not hurting other people that have trained all their lives for this. And because of this bullshit, we're going to allow women to take medals away from women. That just makes no fucking sense.
Makes no sense, yeah.
It makes no sense. Science says they're men. They keep telling us that us conservatives, we're idiots, we're morons, we're maggots. I've been called a maggot more times in the last week than I have in the last 2 years. Yeah, because my Facebook has blown up and I got these liberals and just firing away on my Facebook. I'm like, this is not Twitter, people. Like, get the fuck out of here with your dumb shit. And they all have these private accounts, and they're just totally unhinged. They're off the charts.
They're the craziest things.
They just come attack. Like, have you ever, it's one thing to go on a friend's page, somebody that's on your friends list, and make a comment.
Yeah.
Okay. But somebody you're not friends with, not on their friends list, and you're going to make a comment? I don't know. It's just weird because it's not like other platforms. It's not like Instagram or, TikTok even, and definitely not like X, Twitter, because there you could say anything. You could say anything. And that going in, but it's surprising on Facebook more so. Yeah. But they don't care. They're just so upset that they just want to attack. And it's like, what are you getting out of this? What are you getting out of the time that you spend to comment at me?
They feel victorious afterwards. They put their phone down and they celebrate.
They must. I don't know what it is. It's so funny. But they're just been off the fucking charts. There it is. So, look, I do want to mention that coming up on a real soon episode, I've been mentioning this and I just haven't done it. I do really want to talk about alcoholism, addiction, and because I had mentioned in one of the previous episodes about a client of mine that committed suicide recently and how that affected me. And I had something happen that I'll talk more about in the next episode, where when I was in Nashville, I didn't get good sleep the one night. And it was like 3:30 in the morning. And I'm still reaching over and looking at my phone. And somebody tried to contact me through Messenger. Well, I was in Messenger jail, for 7 days. I just got out of Messenger jail today. And I didn't have their number, so I had to make a comment on their, I was able to make a comment on their page and tell them how to get my number. And they did, and they messaged me, and then we called, we talked. And it was a big deal, and I felt like, he was very grateful and thankful that I took the time to talk to him. But that's what, that's why I was awake. That's what God has me doing. And I want to talk more about that in the next episode. But there's a mission. There's something going on. I feel it, of something I'm supposed to do, things I'm supposed to share, because we suck at sharing as men. Think about it. This man reached out to me. There's got to be somebody else there's got to be somebody, I didn't ask him, but that he has a best friend and other friends. And he didn't reach out to them. He reached out to me. And there's just something about that where it's something I did know, that men I've talked to and met through talking about testosterone, and we've talked about other issues where they feel comfortable sharing with me things that they're not sharing with even their best friends, because men are not like women. We are not the same. Okay. You women, you guys can talk. You guys have your girls to do that. We don't. It's rare, and I've even been in conversations with another guy, and, because they try to care. They try to have empathy and say, if you ever need me, hey, I'll be there, and I've tried to have a conversation, and I can just tell when I'm doing the sharing,
he's not paying attention.
It's not that, but it's like that they're like,
yeah, like they have to deal with it now,
yeah,
instead of like they wanted to deal with it.
Here, let me pat you on the back.
Yeah, everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, like this kind of a hug, and not an embrace. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's very rare that you find where you can sit and actually be open and about everything, and not.
And like I said, I've just been someone that people feel like they can do that with, and they can, and they do. And I was able to share some things, but it was all because of things that I do share on my social media that made him feel that way. That what is so important to me is being authentic, being real, being no bullshit. You may not I may hurt your feelings now and then, but that I really do care. I don't put up with bullshit from people being idiots. That's true. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about really honestly, sharing the things that I've been through, whether it's like going through a divorce now, going through a past divorce, willing to put it out there that, who wants to talk about making those kind of mistakes or that many mistakes? Not many people. No. But other people, have made those mistakes too, or similar, or something close. So, we get that connection that way, I think. And, if I can help make a difference, then I absolutely want to make it. And there's some other details about it that I haven't shared that I will in the next episode that I think are important too. And I'll do that the next episode. But this has been good, mostly about my trip, a little bit about testosterone, a little bit about what's coming. I'm just having a ball. I mean, if we had the ability and the time, I'd probably be increasing the number of episodes because I'm having such a good time doing this. We're not there yet, but we are getting close to be. What number is this episode? Do we have a number?
19.
This is 19? Next one is 20?
20.
We keep getting closer. I'm so excited. And what I'm excited about is being in the top 1%. And you can hear the last podcast if you want to know more about that, because I talked about it then. But yeah, I'm super really enjoying this and not focused on any numbers. I'm just going to keep doing what I do. And I know that God will just bring the people to me that are supposed to be brought to listen to whatever my stupid message is, basically.
It's not stupid to everyone. I'll tell you that.
That's what they tell me. Yeah, I'll have to share with you a couple of the messages that I've gotten over the last few days. It's like, wow, when you're really hit with, and I'm humbled by it, honestly, when you really realize you're seriously making an impact, you know, but I want to keep that in check, you know, because
keep the head on the shoulders.
Yeah, because I'm already confident, and some people take that as arrogance. So, yeah, but no, I'm truly humbled that God uses me in that way. And all right, there we go. That's it. That's what we got. It's a wrap. The show is a wrap. This is the Outlaw Apostle Show. I'm Troy Neff, your host. I'm the fucking guy. It's in the works. We told you we're coming up with a couple of shirts. If you are interested in the Only Felon shirt and you're interested in the Fight shirt, these are Outlaw Fitness Gear shirts. They are great. They're comfortable. The fit is true. They really don't shrink. They're soft. You can wear it to the gym. You can wear it out to your favorite barbecue place, you know, your favorite wing place. They're just really nice shirts. So we're going to have those up and available. There's only going to be a couple hundred of each, and not, you know, maybe 20, 25 in each size or something like that. And to get them, you need to check out this. Just contact us with this email. We'll get back to you right away and tell you what you need to be able to do to get them, because we do not have a website for this. But these are pretty cool. I think you're going to like them. Check them out. If you do, we'll get you hooked up. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got